at UC Davis. Number 12, UC Irvine holds off Cal Poly 6-4. Long Beach State over CSUN 13-7. And in a non-conference matchup, Sacramento State defeats UC Riverside by the final of 8-4.
How about Cal State Fullerton? After the start of the season that they've had, I mean, they've really, really turned it around.
After their last couple of years
at
Cal State Fullerton. They're above 500 now at 21-20, and they are 12-7 in the Big West Conference with 11 games to go. They're getting pretty close to cementing their spot playing at home in the Big West tournament, which is at Fullerton this year. So that should be interesting to watch. What will make Hawaii go in tonight's game? It is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Get up and go. Where does it start for you?
It starts with the offense. You know, I think we can assume that Itsuki is going to be the same guy as he was the last few weeks. And that guy was pretty good. And so I think he's going to take care of business. And another interesting note is that every time that he's the pitcher DH, he does drive in a run. So that's always something to kind of look forward to when he's in the lineup. So
I didn't even have that nugget on my card today.
I was just kind of looking over game scores from his last couple starts. I was like, hey, drove in a run every time he's pitched. So again, he's going to be pulling some double duty today. But yeah, I think Hawaii's offense is going to have to be the star here if Hawaii's going to have a successful Friday night.
This is why Harry's here, folks. First pitch coming up for Hawaii and Cal State Bakersfield. You've been listening to Rainbow Warrior Countdown on CBS 1500.
Facing eviction for unpaid rent? If you're struggling to pay rent and at the risk of eviction, help is here. Mediation is free, private, and helps landlords and tenants talk story and find solutions. Don't wait. Reach out before rental problems grow. Call 808-521-6767 or visit mediatehawaii.org. Sponsored by the Mediation Center of the Pacific and aired by the Hawaii Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This place they call paradise, I call my home. Blessed to be born and raised local ground.
With hotels, condo resorts, and vacation rentals on 5 Hawaiian islands, Castle Resorts and Hotels is a Kama'aina favorite. When you need a place to stay to attend a tournament, family function, or a golf getaway, visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
H-A-W-A, 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 there ain't no other place like these islands.
Castle Resorts and Hotels. Born in Hawaii, built on hospitality, inspired by aloha.
H-A-W-A, there ain't no other place like these islands.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Hey everybody, this is Kanoa Leahy letting you know that Dr. Charles Arakaki has my knees feeling great again. Back in September of last year, I made the call to MotoGen Medical and underwent Dr. Arakaki's innovative joint therapy treatment. And fast forward, whether it's jogging, biking, golfing, or even the occasional running up and down a basketball court, the swelling and pain related to multiple knee surgeries in my younger days have decreased significantly. Mahalo, Dr. Arakaki. His treatment has paid dividends for me, and it could do the same for you. Give MotoGen Medical a call for a free evaluation.
Dr. Arakaki and MotoGen Medical are successfully treating people with arthritis, bone-on-bone, and achy joints. We use the latest regenerative medicine, including the healing properties of your blood and own stem cells to help your joints move without pain. This month, Dr. Arakaki is offering to treat a second joint for free. That is like half off this advanced medical treatment. To get this offer, call us at 808-562-5000 for a free evaluation. That's 808-562-5000.
CBS 1500 brings you University of Hawaii Baseball, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. And brought to you by
Hawaii Pacific Health, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, IBEW Local 1186, the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Association, Motogen Medical, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup, Ushijima Architects, Young's Fish Market, HGEA, Lex Brody's Tire Company, Napa Auto Parts, Waiakea Water, Castle Resorts and Hotels, Dial Electric Supply, Abbey Carpet and Floor, Hardware Hawaii, Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union, H-Camp, Spectrum, and the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council.
From Les Murakami Stadium, we welcome you to Hawaii Baseball and the opener of 3 for Hawaii in a must-win weekend here in late April. The Bows at 26-13, 10-11 in the Big West, taking on the Roadrunners of Cal State Bakersfield, a new head coach, Jordan Banfield, a team trying to make some strides. They have finished 9th in the Big West each of the last 3 years, but they're 7-11 in the Big West and trying to play spoiler, maybe even make a late run in Big West play over the final month of the year. We welcome you upstairs here in the Robs Leahy press box. Former Hawaii pitcher Harrison Kuroda joining me. I'm Josh Pacheco. I don't know if it's hyperbole to talk about expectations. You and I have talked about it on and off air. Scott Robs the same way. Coming back from that road trip, losing 5 of 8, there is certainly some sort of expectation when it comes to what you do this weekend. Is that out of bounds? Is that in bounds as far as even talking about a sweep of the weekend?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think everything is in bounds. And so, again, if Hawaii wants to try and, because right now in 6th place, they're on the outside looking in. And so, yeah, I think you hit it right on the head where if they're trying to get themselves into a little bit of a better position, with Oregon State coming in next week and then Fullerton and UC San Diego to finish up the Big West season. Yeah, I think it's going to be a sweep. I think it needs to be a sweep for them to kind of get themselves back into some relevance there in the standings.
I got to ask you. I meant to ask you this in Countdown. How many of those 2-week road trips have you been on? Hawaii obviously losing 5 of 8 in that last trip. How many of them have you been on? How difficult are they?
It's rough. I think usually we used to do the our 2-week road trip used to be with Louisiana Tech, and so we used to kind of have to fit that in. And they're tough, especially when you're having to travel that many time zones. I think it's a little bit different that Hawaii only needs to travel to the state of California. But yeah, it's tough, right? Because I mean, it's 8 games. It's 8 games in basically 2 weeks. And especially when you're not playing very well or you're not playing the type of brand of baseball that you're capable of, I think it's frustrating. And then it starts to kind of snowball because on the road, right, you don't have to go to school. I mean, you have to take care of all of your homework and stuff, but there's a lot of downtime where you can kind of just sit with that. And I think that's the toughest part where, after that Cal Poly loss, you kind of sit there, you kind of like, that was a tough weekend. And then you have to look forward to big bad UC Irvine the next weekend.
And so USC right before that.
Yeah, and so a lot of those doubts start to kind of creep in when you're sitting in your hotel room, just kind of sitting there watching Netflix. And so I think that's why they say in baseball the best thing to have mentally is a short memory, right? Is forget the bad ones and then move on to the next.
Yeah, this is well timed because Hawaii does have just 1 road trip remaining.
Yep,
and the other good part is you've got 2 consecutive weeks at home this series, and then you've got Oregon State, who's ranked 3rd in the nation according to D1Baseball.com. You've got them here for 4, so you can kind of recharge. You have some opportunities to either quote-unquote fix your resume or build your resume. This is Hawaii's Indeed.com here over the next 7 games, is trying to rewrite your chances at, if you get to the Big West tournament and you don't win the championship, getting noticed. And it starts with this game, and every game moving forward feels like there's so much on the line.
And especially after that 2-week road trip where they lost 5 of 8, and the Long Beach series where they lost 2 out of 3, and then at Riverside losing 2 out of 3. And so all of these games are starting to kind of add up. And and so what it kind of forces Hawaii to do is shock the world in the next month or so, right? It forces you to do that. Is it possible? Yes. Is it very, very hard? Yes. But that is something that Hawaii is tasked with for the next 4 weeks or so.
You know, not unfortunately, but Hawaii has made it seem easy in the last couple of years. What Hawaii has done in April and May is unlike what we have seen in many other years. So if there's any team that you would bet on at this point in the year to kind of figure it out, especially at home, it would seem like this schedule and this part of the year is favorable for UH.
Yeah, and if you're a Hawaii baseball fan, you're hoping that Hawaii is taking 2 trips to Fullerton in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. I don't think a Disneyland trip is included in that, but you know what? It's not far away. Hawaii getting ready to take the field. Lineups are being exchanged at home plate with our 3 umpires, Bradley Hungerford, Michael Carr, and Mike Bell. Crowd not bad. I mean, there is a lot going on here on campus. You've got the Big West men's volleyball tournament, which is next door at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii is going to play UC Irvine coming up in just about 30 minutes. And if you missed what we said earlier, the lower campus parking structure is closed, not just because of those 2 things, but there is somebody named Jeremy Zucker, some like indie electro pop emo rock thing. I hope this doesn't get back to him. Over at Andrews Amphitheater, there's a concert there at that outdoor venue. So that's also adding to some of the parking and traffic stuff. So alternate parking is going on at East-West Road or Miley Way on Upper Campus. Apparently, it's part of the Aloha Bash. So, yeah, all of that well-timed to go on right now here on campus. So if you're making your way here, be patient. You'll get here. If you miss first pitch, it's okay. We play 9 innings. We'll be here for a little while.
If it takes a paragraph to explain the type of music you play, I'm not into it. I'm sorry.
Oh, if only you could see what we Googled during a commercial break. Hawaii is taking the field. Let's give you the lineup for Jordan Banfield and Cal State Bakersfield. The Roadrunners are 16-27, 7-11 in the Big West Conference, 9th in the conference standings entering tonight. Elgin Bennett will lead off. He is the left fielder. Cal Poly transfer Evan Cloyd is at first base, batting second. Brock Pereira, the pride of Kaiser, is the designated hitter, batting third. The cleanup hitter at third base is Noah Alvarez. Tyler Leroy, the catcher, hits fifth. Playing in center field, Nick Mascaro, he will bat sixth. Elijah Palayo is at short, hitting seventh. Lewis Barnum, the fifth, is playing at second base and hitting eighth. And rounding out the 9 in right field is Michael Pollard, and they will take on Itsuki Takemoto. 2-4 record for Itsuki, a 4.10 earned run average in 52 2/3 innings. He is coming off of one of his better outings, his third quality start of the year last week against UC Irvine. 6 innings, a run on 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. If he can keep that up, Hawaii can feel like it would be in pretty good position tonight.
Yeah, I think again, if you're a fan of Hawaii, or if you're Hawaii, you definitely want to see Itsuki Takemoto out there in the 6th or 7th inning, because that means that things are going right for you.
The defensive alignment around Takemoto, left to right in the outfield: Kamana Nahaku, Matthew Miura, and Jared Quant. Third to first, Kedron Kinsey, Jordan Donahue, Shunsuke Sakaino, and Ben Ziegler Nomoa. Behind the plate is Connor Palmera, the former Roadrunner, and Itsuki Takemoto is on the mound. Hawaii in the retro greens, the kind of updated retro Kelly greens, the numbers and letters in white, Hawaii scripted across the front. The retro green cap, the H up front, the bill in orange. Cal State Bakersfield is in blue caps, blue tops, white numbers, and letters, gray pants with yellow and white right around the bottom of the sleeves, as Elgin Bennett ready to go as he'll step into the left-handed batter's box. Bennett coming in, hitting .232, 4 home runs, 11 runs driven in.
I thought one thing last week in Itsuki's start at Irvine, his tempo was really, really good.
Yep.
You know, something that I think when he's kind of finding his groove, you know, his tempo is usually very, very deliberate.
Always a good sign when pitch comm doesn't work before first pitch. as we'll see Keith Zuniga, the pitching coach, walk out. And now is it fine? I think they want to make sure that PitchCom is working just fine, and maybe it is not. And you know what? It's actually beneficial because I can tell you that tonight's first pitch is brought to you by MotoGen Medical. They have treatments used to elevate pain and help heal joints naturally. Go to MODOGEN.com and sign up for a free evaluation. Almost was going to miss it if not for PitchCom not functioning right away.
Right.
So, looks like it's good. Coach Zuniga's heading back to the dugout, and Bennett stepping in. The junior, as Takimoto ready. First pitch is a fastball high and away, and we are underway. 6:41 first pitch, 77 degrees. A little cloudy, a little behind us, I think. It's not a bad-looking night here above the stadium. 1-0. That's a fastball over the inside half of the plate, strike one. The good news is some of the threats of rain that we had earlier in the week, that's kind of subsided. But that is in the forecast tomorrow, late or mid to late afternoon. 1-1. Off the end of the bat, sprayed out to left. Nahaku, the left fielder, twisting, looking back, makes the catch. About 20 feet shy of the warning track for the first out.
Yeah, pretty well located fastball on the outside corner from Itsuki Takimoto, but Bennett doing a really good job driving that pitch out to opposite field, left field, and so all Kamana Nahaku had to do is retreat a couple steps, making the catch.
Winds are practically silent. They say wind gusts are up to 7 miles per hour. It is light at best. As Evan Cloyd, Cal Poly transfer, right-handed hitter, takes right on the outside edge, strike one. Cloyd, the team's tied for the team's lead in home runs with 7. He leads the Roadrunners with 29 RBI. Comes in hitting .252. Next one. Fastball. That's a bit high.
Trying to go top of the zone right there with that fastball, changing the eye level. Trying to see if they can get Cloyd to get underneath that.
Count it 1 ball, 1 strike. Cloyd, right foot in the back of that right-handed box. Next offering taken low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Chance for him to go back home. Played 2 seasons at Cal Poly, but returning to his hometown where he graduated from Bakersfield Christian High School.
He was a decent player at Cal Poly. Got some playing time.
2-1. That's low and inside. 3 balls and a strike. Yeah, every time you saw him in good pop in the bat, has shown that Hartfield is, I think, a little better place to hit it out of the park as compared to at San Luis Obispo. Yep. 3-1. This is lined into center field. That will drop in front of Matthew Miura for a 1-out hit.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there by Cloyd, just driving the ball back up the middle, not doing too much in an offensive count right there.
There have got to be, and I can't see all of them because we're shaded by the second level, but there have got to be at least 20 to 30, maybe more Cal State Bakersfield fans sitting above the first base dugout, and they are vocal, especially for this young man, Brock Pereira, returning home, played at Kaiser, graduated from there. Pereira, the senior, hitting .273, 22 RBI. His last chance to return to Les Murakami Stadium and play ball.
Sounds like all the uncles and aunties down there on the first base side above the Bakersfield dugout. That was awesome.
How much of his family's there? I wonder. Pitch to Pereira's outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Making the trek down on Kalani Anole.
.273 hitter, 22 RBI for Pereira. Was 1 for 4 with 2 runs driven in against Pepperdine on Tuesday, a game they won 18-1. Just routed Pepperdine, who has struggled a bit this year. 1-0. Swing and a miss. What a filthy-looking pitch with some movement running over the outside corner. 1-1.
Yeah, I think that was the changeup on the outside corner, diving underneath the bat of Pereira. There's another Kaiser prepped player on Bakersfield, Kanoa Morisaki. Two-way player, pitcher and a catcher. Getting some time both on the mound and behind the plate.
1-1. Swing and a bouncer to the right side. Sakaino misplays it. It goes into right center field. Cloyd turns around second. He's motoring for third and will get there. Sakaino overran that. He was moving to his right. All of a sudden, that bounding ball was behind his body. His glove turned, and it went off of him and caromed into right center. That's going to be an E4, and it puts runners at the corners.
Yeah, ball kind of took a little bit of a weird hop. I think I think Sakino was trying to charge in on that to try and get the short hop, but because of all the English that was on that baseball, I think that second hop kind of just took a weird carom off of the turf. And so, yeah, that was a tough play, but unfortunate for Hawaii. You got runners on the corner.
And here's Noah Alvarez, the Cal State Bakersfield third baseman. No score here in the top of the first inning. Roadrunners threatening early. And Alvarez looks at a called strike. Fastball up in the zone, 0-1. Alvarez hitting .260 with 16 RBI. He's got a home run. He's walked 30 times, most on the team. Cloyd at third, Pereira's at first. 0-1. That's a fastball on the outer edge, strike two.
Another expertly located fastball on that outside corner. I mean, that's a pitch that Alvarez could not do anything with.
Boy, he was so close to turning a double play a short time ago. They'd like to try it again here. Takemoto's two-strike pitch. Outside corner, strike three. And Alvarez down looking for the second out.
And that's just one of those situations where I think Alvarez is kind of overthinking his at-bat right there. I mean, those are three fastballs all on the outside corner. Strike one, strike two, strike three.
2 away for Tyler Leroy, the catcher. 271 hitter, 18 RBI. So big spot for him. Cal State Bakersfield, I think, has to feel coming in that getting to Takemoto early is the prescription to having a chance to win. You get to him early and hope you can snowball his outing. First pitch, check swing. They will appeal, or do they? They will now, and the first base umpire, Michael Carr, says he did not go around on a borderline pitch left up, 1-0.
Leroy, a 235 hitter with 2 outs, so Itsuki's got to make sure that he minds his P's and Q's here.
Cloyd at third, Pereira at first. 1-0 from Takemoto is a changeup down low, 2 balls, no strikes.
And if you're Palmera, you need to be big back there. You got to run on third base here in the early goings, and so got to be a wall with that off-speed pitch in the turf.
Sigler Namoa at first, holding the runner. 2-0. Fastball high and tight. 3 balls, no strikes. Takemoto's not really had a problem with walks. He's got on the year 13 walks to 45 Ks.
Yeah, that 13 walks into 53 innings and the third innings of pitch, that's pretty good.
3-0 took something off of that, and it's a called strike up in the strike zone. Count now full 3-1, I beg your pardon. Just got that one over.
And Itsuki's got to locate here. Still in an advantage batter's count.
3-1. That's high. And the bases are loaded. So Nick Mascaro will come up here. Cloyd at third, Pereira at second, Leroy at first. We are scoreless top of the first inning. And Rich Hill making an early evening jog toward the mound. I don't know what you say to Takemoto except for using this opportunity to kind of quell the bats that the Roadrunners are bringing to the plate.
Yeah, and I think just to kind of remind everybody, still the first inning. Even if we do give up one here, it's not going to be the end of the world. And interestingly enough, the strikeout and the fly ball to left field, both left-handed hitters. The ground ball that was mishandled by Sakino, also a left-handed hitter. So we got a lefty here at Mascaro, and so I think matchup-wise, not necessarily reverse splits, but Itsuki doing a really, really good job against lefties so far.
Mascaro is Cal State Bakersfield's leading hitter. .319 batting average, .428 on base percentage, .515 slugging percentage. He's got 11 doubles. That leads the team, but here's the number. He has struck out 63 times this year.
Yep.
That is more than anybody on the team. and it's not even close. The next closest is 39. So he is a feast or famine hitter there in the left-hander's box. Bases loaded, 2 out, no score, top 1. Pitch to Mascaro is a called strike, kept it bottom of the zone, 0-1.
And Mascaro has a setup with his stance that's like his front right shoulder is dipped very, very down, almost like he's downhill. And so that could only mean one thing, where he's just trying to grip and rip, try and get something to elevate.
0-1. Swing. That's foul tipped into Palmera's glove, 0-2. It's like a left-handed hitter's version of Mark McGwire.
Yes. And Mascaro is huge. He's a big fella.
Trying to get Cal State Bakersfield on the board early. Takemoto taking his time. Pitch clock is down to 3. Here's his pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Kept the fastball off the outside corner. Mascaro down on strikes. And the inning comes to an end. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. But the bases left juiced. We go to the bottom of the first. Roadrunners, nothing. Hawaii coming to the plate. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Lex Brody's Tire Company would like to say thank you very much for supporting UH. Wear your favorite UH gear into Lex Brody's and get an extra 5% off tires, brakes, and most other services on top of LexBrodys.com Super Saver coupons. You're the best fans, and Lex Brody's voted #1 in North America is the best choice for brake repairs and to purchase tires. Please visit LexBrodys.com for additional details and to set an online appointment.
Thank you very
Lex
much.
Brody's Tire Company.
You tackle an endless to-do list every day. It may seem like a thankless job, but you know better. It's the little things that matter most. That's why you'll appreciate the enduring value of the Michelin Defender tire. Designed for doers like you, Michelin's long-lasting tire keeps you on the go longer, so you have one less thing to worry about on your next road trip. Stop in today for miles of uncompromised safety and performance. Visit LexBrodys.com for the best tire value on Oahu. Thank you very much.
You won't get it anywhere else.
Lex Brody's Tire Company.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Bottom of inning number 1. Roadrunners leave the bases loaded. Hawaii coming to the plate, and this is how Rich Hill signed his batting order today. It is brought to you by Dial Electric Supply. They see the light. Matthew Miura is the leadoff hitter. He's in center field. Shunsuke Sakaino, the second baseman, bats second. The third place hitter, first baseman Ben Ziegler-Namoa. Pitching and playing the role of designated hitter is Itsuki Takemoto, batting cleanup. Hitting fifth in left field, Kamana Nahaku. Sixth place hitter, shortstop Jordan Donahue. In right field, hitting seventh is Jared Quant. Kedron Kinsey is the third baseman, hitting eighth. And the ninth place hitter is former Roadrunner catcher Connor Palmera. They will face off with Ryan King, the redshirt freshman from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He is 6'4", 190 pounds, throws from the right side. He is still looking for his first career win. He is 0-4 with a record with a 4.24 earned run average in 51 innings. He does lead the team with 53 strikeouts to 14 walks. So he'll face Matthew Miura, who was 0-3 with a sac fly RBI on Tuesday in Hawaii's win over Chaminade. Miura will step in, righty versus righty. King turns and fires. That's a first pitch belt high strike as Miura checks his swing. Matt coming in hitting .320, a home run, 19 RBI. King will go four-seam, two-seam fastball. He's got a curveball, he's got a changeup. 0-1. This is driven out toward right field. Pollard, the right fielder, paused, now moves back a bit to his left. He makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, King not going to feature a ton of velocity, but he's going to mix speeds, get guys to kind of do things like that, kind of weak fly ball out to right field, going to force contact. And so, again, with a team like Hawaii who doesn't strike out a ton, I think, again, that style of pitching may work against Hawaii's offense.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because, Jordan Banfield, their first-year head coach, when he said that to me about, his fastball and inducing fly balls, it kind of took me by surprise for a little bit as Shinsuke Sakaino looks at a first offering on the outside corner, strike one, because he said, he likes to leave his fastball up, which, leads to fly balls, and it seems to have worked. And you don't normally hear that a lot. Sometimes you like to hear the opposite, as this one is hit through the left side, a base hit for Sakaino. So he gets on with one out, Hawaii's first hit here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, it's also one of those things, right, is that a lot of people think that spin and velocity correlate. I mean, they do to a little bit, but, you could have a mid-80s fastball with a ton of spin, and you can still be able to pitch at the top of the zone because it's not going to sink down into the zone as much.
Now, his fastball's been consistently closer to 88, high 80s to around 90, but he did top out last week at 92, which is the highest he has topped out at. Here's Ben Ziegler-Namoa, homered on Tuesday night against Chaminade. 1 on, 1 out, no score, bottom one. And the pitch to Ben is high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Which is kind of crazy, right? Because we talk about the evolution of the game. And so, when you had a guy that was upper 80s touching 92, I mean, that guy was good enough to start Friday nights in most places in the West Coast.
Right.
When I was playing.
Nowadays, sometimes you're lucky to make a D1 roster with that. 1-0. Swing, that's ripped right by the first baseman, Cloyd, and into right field. Sakaino racing for third. He will get there. Hawaii's got runners at the corners and threatening early with 1 out.
And Benny big time doing it again here in the first inning. Again, when you're hot, and that's exactly what Ben does, right? He has very, very good plate discipline, but getting a pitch that he could drive, and again, now Hawaii threatening with runners on the corner.
And Itsuki Takimoto coming to the plate. 284 hitter, a home run, 15 RBI. For those that missed countdown, please remind us of the stat that you shared with everybody.
That every time, the last 2 weeks, that when he was the starting pitcher, he's driven in a run.
So here he is, runners at the corners, 1 away. Swaying the bat over his left shoulder. And the pitch to him. That is a looping breaking ball that stayed upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Not close.
Looked like King was trying to take a page out of Itsuki's playbook with that big, slow overhand curveball.
That 66 mile an hour bender. 1-0, next pitch. And that misses low. Tried to go slide step on the delivery. 2 balls, no strikes.
And so King, a guy that's going to do a lot of different things. He's going to quick step. He's going to mix his timings and his looks. He's going to mix speeds. Kind of the name of the game for the young righty.
2-0. Up and away. 3 balls, no strikes.
And that's big right there from Mitsuki, right? That's a 2-0 count where you really, you feel compelled to swing the bat, but that's a good take on a 2-0 pitch.
You kind of feel like there's no real good matchup here for King, right? If you walk Takimoto, Nahaku's not easy to go up against, even though it's righty versus righty. That pitch poured right down the middle of the plate. It's 3-1. So there's no win-win situation for the freshman here.
Yeah. And again, that's when Hawaii is going good, is that when this lineup is just very, very deep.
3-1. This is laced back to the screen, foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Good decision on that fastball, kind of inner half of the zone.
Outfield left to right. You've got Elgin Bennett. You've got Nick Mascaro. You've got Michael Pollard. We'll give you the infield in a little bit. Full count to Takimoto. Offering. Swing and a miss. He strikes out. Got him to chase a fastball over the zone. And there's 2 out in the inning.
That's a tough pitch right there. I mean, I think you showed him the elevated fastball on the 2-0, and so you get the full count. You kind of go back to it, and so that's a lot of trust in that fastball and in that location where you can get that swing and miss.
You wonder if the scouting report says, hey, he's going to offer, he's going to keep his fastball up, and you see that coming at you, if that makes you a little antsy on it.
Possibly, yeah.
2 on, 2 out. Here comes the shift for Kamana Nahaku, who had a multi-home run game on Tuesday night. You've got Sakaino at third, Ziegler-Namoa at first, and Nahaku looks at a fastball elevated for ball 1. There goes 3 infielders on the left side.
I mean, you were here on Tuesday, but it sounded like very similar win pattern as Tuesday so far today.
In fact, this is probably a little more dead than it was on Tuesday. You had a little more, I think Scott described it, more of the Kona wins you saw on Tuesday.
That's right.
1-0. Breaking ball left high. 2 balls and no strikes to Nahaku.
Interesting that they keep going to that curveball, right? Because he hasn't landed it once yet, but maybe that's just to kind of set up that tunnel for that top of the zone fastball where you're okay with that miss on the breaking ball.
Left fielder Bennett is standing almost near the warning track. 2-0 is high and away. 3 balls and no strikes. It almost kind of feels like Cal State Bakersfield doesn't really want anything to do with Nahaku.
Yeah, they saw the big number 8 in the home run column, which, like, again, coming into 2025, Kamana Nahaku leading Hawaii in home runs with 8 was not on my bingo card.
No, not at all.
But glad to have it.
3-0. That curveball lands for the first time over the inside half, strike 1.
That is crazy. 3-0 curveball.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Third to first in the infield, you got Alvarez, Pelayo, Barnum the 5th, and Cloyd. Barnum, the second baseman, on the left side of the diamond. Leroy behind the plate, working with King. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Goes off speed over the outside edge, maybe off the plate, and the count is now full.
Yeah, that last one had a little bit more of that right to left action. I think that first curveball that he took for the 3-0 curveball, that was more of a top downer.
Yeah, so a little more flat. Should see Ziegler Namo on the move. Sakino is at third, and time is called. Pitch clock had hit 0. And he just got the time granted in time. Sakino reached on a single. He's at third. Ziegler Namo singled. He's at first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Pitch. Off the end of the bat. This is sprayed down the right field line. Pollard in foul territory. The right fielder will make the catch to end the inning. So Hawaii threatens. No runs on 2 hits with no errors and 2 base runners left. 1 complete. We're scoreless here at Les Murakami Stadium. This is Hawaii baseball on CBS 1500.
Building a winning program requires vision, careful planning, and expert execution. Since 1994, Ushijima Architects has provided the highest quality professional planning and design services for various projects throughout our state. Our highly experienced team provides the full spectrum of services, from feasibility studies and master plans to complete architectural design work. Call us today at 808-946-9544. Ushijima Architects is a proud sponsor of University of Hawaii Baseball.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Scoreless as we go to the top of the second inning between Hawaii and Cal State Bakersfield. While we have a moment, let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods.
Start your mornings with Wake Up Today. Weekday mornings at 5 on CBS 1500. KHKA, AM Honolulu.
With Harry Kuroda, I'm Josh Pacheco. Both of these teams stranding runners on base. Roadrunners left the bases loaded in the top of the first. Hawaii stranded 2 in the bottom of the first. Elijah Pelayo will be the first to greet Itsuki Takemoto here in the second inning. Pelayo hitting .242, 23 RBI, has 2 triples. That leads the team. Takemoto off the third base side of the rubber. His first offering is a bit high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Pelayo also leads the team in stolen bases, 13 for 19.
And they steal a lot of bases.
Yep.
62 of them this year. Stealing at a 74.7% success rate. Next pitch, a high chopper. That's over third, and it's into left field. Pelayo, big turnaround first. He's going to head for second. Good throw from left. Here's the tag, and he's safe. He got around it. And Nahaku in left field who tried to hurry it in, hands behind his head. He had an opportunity there, but the throw was toward the middle pitcher's side of second, and Sakino had to try to reach around to place the tag, and Pelayo got around it for a leadoff double.
Yeah, the throw definitely got to the bag first, but yeah, Pelayo kind of taking that outfield side headfirst dive around the bag, and so good on him to avoiding that tag.
So leadoff man reaches. Here is Lewis Barnum, the fifth, who's hitting .214, a home run, 15 RBI. So right away, Cal State Bakersfield putting instant pressure on Takemoto. Corner infielders right at the edge of the infield, Brown. Pitch to Barnum is swung on, hit towards second. Grabbed by Sakino. He'll throw it over to first, get the out. But advancing to third is Pelayo. So the sure out taken, but the first run of the game potentially 90 feet away.
Yeah, and if you're Takemoto, you got to be thinking strikeout here if you want to try and keep that runner from scoring. You got runner on third, less than 2 outs, and so yeah, you got to be sniffing. You got to be sniffing out that strikeout.
And the number 9 hitter is Michael Pollard. 320 hitter is the senior with 3 runs driven in. 2 for 4 with an RBI on Tuesday against Pepperdine, and Hawaii's infield comes in.
Not a huge sample size, only 25 at-bats on the year.
Pitch to Pollard. He went around. Fastball over the inside corner. He couldn't hold up. Strike one.
That's a very, very uncomfortable swing right there.
Pelayo, the runner at third. Here with 1 out. Top of the second. 0-1. Fastball. That's up and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You look at the outfield. Right fielder Quant in a little bit. Center field, really across the board, a few shades in as compared to normal.
I like that decision to try and crowd Pollard with that fastball in.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball down in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, because what that does is that kind of gets him off of the fastball. I mean, you saw the fastball right there again, 1-1. And so again, backing him off with the 0-1 and then landing that one a little bit more over the heart of the plate. That was a good pitch.
1-2 from Takemoto. Here it comes. Bunt shown. It's put down right side. It's a fair ball. Takemoto fields, throws to first, and that's grabbed by Ziegler Namola in time. But the bunt works. It scores Pelayo from third, and it's the Roadrunners leading 1-0, top 2.
Yeah, that's gutsy. That's gutsy play calling right there. 1-2 count and try and go emergent. Try and go emergency squeeze. That was huge right there.
Sack bunt RBI goes 1-3, and with 2 out in the inning, 1-0 Cal State Bakersfield. Here's Elgin Bennett, and he swings a high chopper right side, charging Sakino, the second baseman, throws on the run to first, retires Bennett, and that ends the inning. 1 run for Cal State Bakersfield on just the double to start the inning. No Hawaii errors and nobody left on base. It's the Roadrunners striking first, 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes for flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140.
Healthier is working together as a team. Hawaii Pacific Health's team-based approach is designed to make sure you see the right healthcare expert at the right time. It's about collaboration that brings together the skills and personalized care you need. And it's about coordinated care from a team of physicians, nurse practitioners, registered nurses, and other specialists, all working together to help you live healthier. Learn more at hawaiipacifichealth.org/healthierlife.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
1-0 Cal State Bakersfield as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Hawaii will have Donahue, Quant, and Kinsey to go up against Ryan King. They're underway next door at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. The Hawaiian Islands presents the Outrigger Big West Men's Volleyball Championship. Hawaii 4-2 on UC Irvine, set number 1. Winner will get Long Beach State, who easily got by UC San Diego in the first semifinal matchup. So, fortunately, that match starts on time.
Yeah, and right, most people think that if Hawaii can get past Irvine today, they're kind of in, right?
That's a debate for some. I think people feel that way, but it could be tough. I feel like Hawaii should be in regardless.
Yeah,
but you got to watch the MPSF. There are only there are 2 at-larges.
Right.
So we'll find out. We'll watch that one closely. Jordan Donahue leads off the bottom of the second inning and takes a first offering high, 1-0.
A lot of good volleyball teams get left out in the NCAA tournament every single year.
And specifically in the Big West, which is a very good volleyball conference. Donahue hitting .257 with 8 runs driven in. 1-0. Swings and sends it back foul. Because of volleyball, we don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. We'll be here if men's volleyball wins. We'll be on ESPN Honolulu if men's volleyball loses. So stay tuned tomorrow to find out where we'll be. 1-1. It's up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sunday we'll be on ESPN Honolulu. Our broadcast time at 12:35 for the finale of this series.
And tomorrow, 4 o'clock start time on the Saturday.
That's right. 2-1. Swing and a fly ball, shallow center field. Mascaro racing out. So is the shortstop, Pelayo. He's the one making the catch right at the front of that H logo for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a pretty slick catch right there from Pelayo. I mean, kind of over-the-shoulder grab, kind of like a wide receiver for the out.
1 away for Jared Kwan. 0 for his last 18 at the plate. We mentioned earlier he moves down to the 7th spot in the order. Sitting .295 with 2 home runs and 28 RBI. Third baseman Alvarez comes in a couple of steps. Quant takes high and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I thought it was funny when you were on there at Irvine that the Quants came down from Los Gatos to watch their son walk 4 times.
Yeah. 1-0. Quant lines this into center field. Coming in the center fielder, Mascaro. He makes the catch. Make it 0 for 19 for Quant. 2 away.
And that is baseball right there. Right when you kind of feel like you kind of break out with a hard hit ball to center field. I mean, it's just right at him.
Hit it hard.
Yep.
2 away. Nobody on. Hawaii trailing 1-0. Here's Kedron Kinsey. The third baseman hitting .316 with a home run and 6 RBI. Yeah, and we talked about this in Countdown earlier. It's the fact that he's getting himself on base has been important. As Kinsey takes up and inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Plate discipline doesn't slump.
Nope, not at all. He had that, as you said, that 4-walk game. He's walked 7 times in that stretch, or make it 8, I'm sorry. Next pitch high and outside, 2-0 to Kinsey. And you don't take him out of the lineup because he plays a very, very good right field. 2 balls, no strikes. The offering to the right-handed hitter is swung on and sent back to the screen. 2-1. Also, thank you to Jared Quant's mom for the tri-tip fries.
Oh, I heard those were pretty good.
Oh, it's one of the best things you can eat in the Big West, and I don't say that as a thank you. I say that as a I'm gonna miss it when we leave the Big West. In 2 years, 2-1 is line back,
and that was a food truck offering, right?
No. So they have a food truck, and it's more like I think it has more like Mexican food and stuff, and that's their regular concession.
Oh wow!
Tri-tip fries, bratwurst, Italian sausage, nachos. I think tri-tip nachos. I mean, their concessions are loaded.
I'm not a guy that's going to eat a full meal before a broadcast, but
me neither.
In at Irvine, maybe.
2-2. This is in on his hands and skied in the air. Shallow center. Pelayo, the shortstop, will give way to Mascaro, the center fielder, racing in, who makes the catch. And King retires Hawaii in order here in the second. Off to the third. Roadrunners 1 and Hawaii 0. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua. Hi, this is Eddie. I'm the lead lumber for Hard Rock Hawaii, Kailua. I like helping customers find what they need. It's not like another stranger just shopping here. My customers are like my friends, and then I just help them all, and I feel good. And it just makes my day. We're out here in the lumberyard ready to serve you.
Hardware Hawaii. Customer first in Kailua.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
One to nothing, Cal State Bakersfield as we head to the third inning. Hawaii Baseball brought to you by the Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association. They are hiring journeymen and apprentices. Grow your career and go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com today to apply. Sack, bunt, RBI with 2 strikes and 1 out in the second inning from Michael Pollard is what the difference is so far. Pollard's 4th RBI of the year, and that's been it. I mean, Takemoto's he had to work through the bases loaded in the first, the leadoff double in the second inning. How would you rate Takemoto through 2?
Solid. You know, I think for him to kind of put out that fire with that full base in the first, I think that was huge for the confidence. But you know, again, nothing hit extremely hard. I mean, that double was the best ball hit, but overall pretty good.
Evan Cloyd to start the third. Singled, was stranded at third in the opening frame, and Cloyd rips one right off the glove of Kinsey and into foul territory left side. Cloyd rounding first. He's going to try for second. Nahaku's throw is high, the tag, and he is out at second. That is the second road runner to try to test Nahaku's arm, and it wasn't a perfect throw, but it got Cloyd in time, and he's retired for the first out.
And that ball was on the fly, kind of throwing it like an infielder, right? Kind of taking it off of that back step and then firing in all the way over to second base. That was a really good throw from Kamana Nahaku.
Fortunately, Sakaino was able to bring it down, and Cloyd is not the speediest of runners, which is why I was a little surprised that he decided to test that. As first pitch, strike to Brock Pereira on the outside corner, reached on an error back in the first.
I guess maybe you think that it's early, so maybe go ahead and try and test it and see if you can get to second with nobody out.
And you got a lead.
Yep.
0-1. Pereira takes down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Because that also was maybe halfway down the left field line in foul territory. It wasn't a very long throw for Nahaku to make.
And the reason why it was a tough play and for Cloyd to make that decision to go is that because it glanced off of the third baseman's glove.
And a bunt put down by Pereira, but it goes foul halfway up the third base line. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of glances off of Kinsey's glove on the backhand and then caroms into kind of foul territory out in left field. And so, yeah, Nahaku kind of just picking it right off the turf and making that throw.
You feel bad for a base coach that's stuck in that position. I think that's Michael Nagamatsu, the volunteer assistant over at first, who I guess gave him the green light to try for second. I don't know that Cloyd made that call on his own, but clearly it didn't pay off. Pereira back in the left-handed batter's box in a 1-2 count. Takemoto, hands below the waist, delivers. Check swing, fastball up and away. They will appeal, but Mike Bell says he did not go around. 2-2.
I thought pretty good spot right there on the fastball. Again, trying to go elevated on top of the zone. But Pereira, good on him to not chase and expand.
2-2 offering. That misses low. Palmera couldn't frame it. 3-2.
And Takemoto kind of had that body language where he thought he had strike 3.
Didn't miss by a lot. Left fielder Nahaku playing a bit shallow and a little toward the line in left. 3-2 delivery. Swing and a chopper that's past the mound, and it will get into center field. And Pereira's on base for the second time, this time on a base knock right up the middle of the diamond.
And not hit extremely hard, but hit hard enough where it bounces and trickles out into center field for the base hit. And so good on Pereira to be in a tough count and fighting off that tough fastball and punching it into center field.
1-0 Roadrunners, top 3. And here is Noah Alvarez as the third inning is brought to you by Ushijima Architects Incorporated. I'm not sure what the home plate umpires pointing toward both sides. Just looking over at Jordan Banfield, who's in the third base coach's box, and then pointed down the first base side as well. But big at bat here for Alvarez. And before that, they'll toss over to first. Runner back, no tag.
Pereira 2 for 3 in stolen bases this year. So not the most obvious base stealer, but he will go.
Possibly a hit and run situation. Yep. Alvarez struck out looking in the first. Another check on Pereira. He's back. Coach Banfield, he's like Rich Hill. He coaches in the third base coach's box, so he's out there on the field. Nagamatsu over at first. Takimoto comes to the plate. And first pitch strike, painting the outside half. 0-1.
Good looking changeup right there, outside corner from Itsuki, pulling the string on that one.
1 run, 4 hits, no errors for Cal State Bakersfield. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Hawaii. 0-1. Swing. This is driven out of play to the left. 0-2.
Primarily staying away on both of those pitches. You know, I'd like to see him try and ram a fastball kind of in on the hand, see if they can roll up a double play here.
Mentioned Coach Banfield. He's in his first year, taking over for Jeremy Beard, who was let go after several seasons at the helm. Coach Beard, good guy, just didn't really have the kind of success that they were hoping to build there in Bakersfield. 0-2. Fastball misses the outside corner. They set up away.
Yep.
Hit Palmera's target, but he was setting off the plate.
Yep. So that was a purpose pitch right there. Fastball 3-4 inches off the corner.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pitching knowledge would kind of think that you would try to go in off of that pitch.
They set up away again. 1-2. This is yanked out to right field. Quant, the right fielder, back to his right. He'll make the catch for the second out. And Pereira retreats back to first.
Yeah, hit pretty good out there to right, but Quant had a beat on it and corralling that in for out number 2.
Banfield coming to Cal State Bakersfield from Oakland University, which plays in the Horizon League. Spent 5 years there. And didn't have a lot of success his first year, as many first-year coaches in non-power conference programs will have if you're taking over for a program that may have struggled. But his last few years got to the Horizon League tournament every year. First offering, big rip and a miss by Tyler Leroy, strike 1.
Oakland University, not in Oakland, California.
No, it's definitely not.
I think it's in Rochester.
But
I know it's out east.
Yeah, and I remember them because Oakland University came here for basketball with Greg Campy, who's a longtime basketball coach there. Next pitch, nice breaking ball over the inside half. Looked like a slider that Leroy took. It's 0-2. But yeah, Banfield saw success after 4 years in Oakland. Finished above 500 2 of those years. Now a chance to try to elevate this program. 0-2. Good slow-looking curveball dropping over the outside half. Leroy strikes out, and the inning comes to an end. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a base runner left. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Cal State Bakersfield. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Aloha from Waiakea. As a proud corporate sponsor of University of Hawaii Athletics, we're committed to keeping our athletes and fans hydrated with delicious volcanic water straight from the Big Island. Rooted in Hawaiian values, we believe in honoring the Aina, land, supporting our community, and living with aloha in everything we do. You can find us at most stores across the islands or learn more at waiakea.com. Live aloha, drink Waiakea.
Aloha, my name is Gino Sequena, Executive Director of the Hawaii Building and Construction Trades Council, an organization that has served Hawaii for over 6 decades. We are one big ohana of the top 15 construction trade unions in Hawaii, and it's highly likely that you, your friends, or family members are employed by one of our trades. No matter where you go in Hawaii, you're bound to see one of the projects or communities we have helped build and sustain. Mahalo to all of you for your support to help us in working together to build a better tomorrow.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
One nothing Cal State Bakersfield as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Hawaii will bring up 9, 1, and 2 in the order against Ryan King, who so far scattered a couple of hits, but has kept Hawaii mostly quiet here through the first 2 innings and change. Hawaii Baseball brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel when you visit any Oahu Lex Brody's location and get an additional 5% off your purchase. Connor Palmera, former Roadrunner at Cal State Bakersfield, will lead off here, bottom 3. Spent two years there, hit .262, had 4 home runs and 24 RBI, decided to transfer back to Hawaii where he spent his freshman year. In between that, he had a JUCO year.
Yep.
But Palmera back facing his former school. And the first pitch to the Hawaii catcher is sent out of play to the right. Count 0-1. Palmera hitting 173 with 7 RBI. Did have the RBI double on Tuesday night against Chaminade.
And had a pretty good offensive game on Saturday as well, right?
Yeah, 0-1. That's a curveball low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not against UC Irvine. Not a lot of people had a good offensive day. Well, he was 0 for 1 in that game.
I know. I'm thinking about on the Cal Poly series.
1-1. Here's a hard chopper to short. It's bobbled by the shortstop. Picks it up. Pelayo still gets it over to first in time to retire Palmera.
That was a pretty slick recovery from Pelayo, kind of bouncing off of the glove, off of his body, and doing a really good job with staying with that and making the throw.
So 1 away. Top of the order now for Matthew Miura, who flied out to right his first time.
You know, I think King is one of those he's one of those pitchers that you got to see him once. Again, you know, there's a lot of funk. You're not going to see a lot of velocity. He's going to mix. And so just to kind of get a feel for what he's going to try and do. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what Hawaii does second time through the lineup.
Miura takes a fastball, strike 1, outside part of the plate. King redshirted last year at Grand Valley State University. So this is his redshirt freshman year. 0-1. Breaking ball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. His last 3 starts have been some of his better stuff. In his last 3, he's allowed 2 runs or less and has pitched the minimum qualifying of 5 innings. 1-1. Breaking ball, driven high in the air, out towards center field. Mascaro in about 10 steps. He makes the catch, 2 away.
And Hawaii right now kind of a victim of their own park right now, kind of hitting a lot of lazy fly balls out into the outfield. So Hawaii's got to do a better job with driving the baseball on the ground.
Against UC Davis, took a no decision in 5 innings, a run on 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Shinsuke Sakaino steps in. 2 out, nobody on. 1-0 Cal State Bakersfield, bottom 3. And the pitch to Sakaino is high and outside, 1-0. The numbers are a little deceiving, or at least the win-loss record and ERA is, because he's got a batting average against of 232 and a whip of 118. The wind in the 1-0. Sakaino takes away. 2 balls, no strikes. He hit a no-doubt shot on Tuesday against Chaminade.
He tends to do that on Tuesdays here.
True. It's out toward right center field in the 7th inning. It was a 2-run job. 2-0. is yanked out of play to the left and foul. For Sakino, that was his 7th career home run. He hit 3 in his career at CSUN, and it's hit 4 here. 2-1. The offering from King is sliced back foul, 2-2.
And just a well-balanced swing, right? It's not like he's trying to hit home runs. He'll kind of run into a few every so often, but he's so good at staying within his feet and getting his A swing off.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. King ready. He delivers. A fastball upstairs, and the count fills up.
And if you watch him set up, he kind of lifts the right foot, kind of hangs it in the air for a little while. And that's why he's able to see the ball so well.
3-2. Breaking ball, chopped on the ground, foul, right behind first base coach Lindsey Meggs. Count stays full. 3rd full count from King to a Hawaii hitter.
Has not issued a walk yet.
It's been good so far. A little more than serviceable for a Friday night guy.
Yeah.
He's done his job. 3-2 pitch. Way outside and high. And Sakino keeps the inning going with a 2-out walk.
And it seemed like King was trying to ramp up on some of that velocity right there, but kind of just got away from him.
Here's Ziegler Namoa. Smashed one right by the first baseman, Cloyd, in the first inning, but he was stranded on base. Hawaii has stranded 2 in this game. Roadrunners have stranded 4, but it's a 1-0 Cal State Bakersfield lead here, bottom 3. Good size lead for Sakino off the first. And the pitch to Ziegler Namoa, high and away. In fact, it gets Leroy out of his crouch. 1 ball, no strikes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hawaii elects to try and put something on here with Sakino on the move. You know, because even if he does get thrown out, I think you feel okay with Ben Ziegler Namoa leading off the 4th.
Second baseman Barnum on the outfield green, 1-0. That's high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. It almost feels like you kind of want to take advantage of the current moment where he's missing the zone too.
Yeah. You know, he's in the stretch right now. He's uncomfortable. So again, Hawaii trying to apply some pressure.
2-0. Swing, that's sent back foul. Look at the right fielder, Pollard, and he is maybe 3 paces away from the warning track.
Yep.
And we don't have the trade winds out there.
Yep.
But there's a lot of respect to Ziegler Namoa's exercise of his strength this year with his 4 home runs. 2-1. That's well high. 3 balls and a strike. Three-1 seems like maybe a good count to go on.
Yeah. Maybe he can try and split a gap.
Sakino 7 for 10 in stolen base opportunities. And before any of that happens, Jordan Banfield, the head coach, will come out and get everybody together.
The only thing that may prevent that is because the right fielder is playing so deep is that you can kind of cut that ball off if it does get to the wall. So maybe hard for Sakino to score from first, even if he is on the move.
Flags are at half-mast. The passing of Pope Francis.
Yep.
In fact, his funeral is coming up in several hours, and we'll have here on CBS 1500, we'll have special coverage of Pope Francis's funeral right here, coverage beginning at 10 p.m. So 3-1 count. It's 1-0 Roadrunners, bottom 3. Let's see what King decides to offer Ziegler Namoa.
Well, whatever it is, it has to be located. You cannot afford to leave something over the plate here.
3-1. Swing, and that's line back foul. 3-2. Left that one a little up.
Yep. A little bit underneath that.
Look at this. This shift here. Shortstop moves over to the right side of the, I'd say infield, but he's in the outfield. He is in very shallow right field as the shortstop Pelayo. First baseman backpedaling. Runner goes, and that was hit left side away from the shift. Gets into foul ground. They're going to hold up Sakino at third. You want to put a shift on Ziegler Namoa? He'll beat that. That's a 2-out double that keeps the inning going.
That is so awesome, right? Because Ben Ziegler Namoa, right, they pitch him in. He pulls the hands in close to his body, but tucks that ball into third base for the double. That was a sweet piece of hitting right there.
No one home. It amazes me to see that. Hawaii's got a good bunch of opposite field hitters. And I know it seems like recently Ziegler Namoa, I guess the scouting report has been a little bit more pull side, but that's still shocking to me. Here's Takimoto, who struck out back in the first inning. Pitch to him is high, ball one.
Yeah, I think it's one of those scouting reports that probably says fly balls to Oppo, but ground balls to pull. But that was a great piece of hitting by Ben.
Credit Bennett, the left fielder, got it back quickly enough. 1-0. Check swing. That's also high. 2-0. Kings doing what they expect him to do, keeping the ball up. Just it hasn't been in the strike zone. Sakino at third, Ziegler Namoa at second. 2-0. Just gets the outside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And again, I think that's a pretty good take from Itsuki, right? I mean, fastball that was on the outside corner, down a little bit. So I don't know if that's a pitch that he could really drive. You know, the only way to hit that is you got to be looking to hit that pitch.
2-1. Misses away. Good take. Fastball off the outside corner. 3-1. Kamana Nahaku on deck. Hawaii trailing 1-0. In what feels like every game being a must-win in these types of situations. 3-1, swing and a miss. Again, outside part of the plate, count full.
Not sure if Itsuki was quite ready for that. I mean, I think that was one of the fastballs that had a little bit more velocity from King.
Left fielder Bennett is shallow. Center fielder Mascaro shaded toward left center. 3-2 is inside, and the bases are loaded. First bases loaded situation for Hawaii in this game, and it'll be Nahaku who comes up.
And Bakersfield bullpen still empty. And granted, we're only in the third inning, but, you know, Hawaii putting some pressure here.
Second walk of the inning from King. Pitch count is at 54. Nahaku flied out to right his first time up. Sakino third. Ziegler Namoa second. Takimoto first. Infield shifted 3 to the left side. Pitch to Nahaku is a curveball that bends his knees, but he takes for strike 1.
Yeah, very interesting to see the shift on here towards the right side, towards the left side, excuse me.
And Rich Hill's going to walk down and have a few words with his right-handed hitter, an offensive timeout. And, well, before those words, a few words for the home plate umpire to signal for said timeout.
Right. And, again, just kind of slowing the things down, reminding Nahaku to, you know, breathe. That's one thing that Coach Hill is big on, is controlling your breathing and controlling your heart rate. Trying to make sure that the moment doesn't get too big.
Nahaku has seemed more often than not to create the moment rather than let that, as you said, moment create him. Bases juiced, 2 out. 0-1 count to Nahaku. Hawaii trailing 1-0. And the pitch. Fastball up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, like you said, Josh, earlier, King has having some trouble locating that fastball here in the third.
Left fielder Bennett very deep, respecting Nahaku's power. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Challenged him. Fastball, middle up. Nahaku came up empty.
Yeah, I think if you're King, right, I think the most uncomfortable that you've got Nahaku is with your fastball. And so I think if you're going to try and put this Hawaii threat away, you've got to go back to the fastball.
1-2 count. Pitch. Curveball up and inside. 2-2.
Nahaku kind of doing a good job of not moving his feet, not showing any sort of reaction off of that breaking ball.
3 infielders still on the left side. Right fielder Pollard is shallow. 2-2. Curveball, roller, left side. Third baseman's got it. Will throw over to the right side, and second baseman Barnum covering the base to record the out. And Hawaii leaves the bases full on the 5-4 fielder's choice. No runs, 1 hit. Bases left loaded. Off to the 4th. 1-0 Cal State Bakersfield. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Ready for UH football, man?
Yep, check this out.
Oh.
Around sound. That works.
Whoa, I ready, bro.
Yeah, watch this.
How come the blender went off?
Huh?
The blender in the kitchen went off, bro.
Nah.
Try again.
Oh, man.
Okay, we can make some that can fruit the smoothies.
When you want your home or business wired right, call a unionized electrical contractor. 847-5341.
IBEW, local 1186, lighting your path to the future.
At Dow Electric Supply, we're your local-based company with your needs in mind. We see the light in Hawaii, and rest assured, we are with you all the way. Our sales counter and will call are here to serve Hawaii's electricians, developers, utility companies, businesses, and homeowners. The Dial Lighting Gallery showroom is open by appointment only. Go online to www.dialelectricsupply.com. Open weekdays from 7 to 3. At Dial Electric Supply, we see the light.
Aloha, this is Stan Maiona from Sports Stan. You're listening to University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
1-0 Cal State Bakersfield as we move to the top of the 4th inning. Hawaii Baseball brought to you by Waiakea Hawaiian Volcanic Beverages. As an official partner of UH Athletics, Waiakea's naturally alkaline water keeps Hawaii's athletes performing at their peak. Learn more at waiakea.com or find us at a Times or food near you. Next door, Hawaii Men's Volleyball takes set 1 over UC Irvine 25-21. Set 2 about to get underway in the Big West Tournament semifinals. Winner will get Long Beach State tomorrow night at 7. Here, Hawaii is stranded 5 on base in the first 3 innings, but Ryan King has figured out how to shut the door when he's needed to.
Yeah, Hawaii having their opportunities, but not able to get the big hit so far tonight. So, yeah, big ups for King because he's really doing a good job on preventing that big hit.
Takimoto back on the bump. Had to take his time a little bit because he was on base.
Yeah. Got to hustle in and off.
Hustle, meh. Take his time.
Yeah.
Here's Nick Mascaro struck out looking back in inning number 1. So Takimoto right back on the bump. He's ready, and his first offering to Mascaro misses away. 1 ball, no strikes. Talked to head coach Jordan Banfield a little while ago, well, before the game. And while he knows, first year, you're trying to build the program the way you want to. 1-0. This is driven deep down the right field line. It is trouble. It is off the wall, foul. Wow. Maybe about half a foot to the right of that yellow line painted on the wall. That ball was hammered, but it is a very loud strike.
I mean, that ball was an absolute missile off of that wall out in right field. I mean, that ball was smashed.
1-1 the count. But he said, while he understands he's kind of getting things in the direction that he wants, there's still kind of those games in which you feel like should have had some of those games that, they felt like we've had some disappointing showings. 1-1. Fastball hit a mile high in the air out to left. Nahaku moving back, however, now will come in and make the catch in left field for the first out.
I mean, from a laser beam out to right, he hit a skyscraper out to left.
One down for Elijah Pelayo, who doubled and scored on a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning.
It is not very often here at the Les where you see a left fielder retreat with a left-handed hitter at the plate.
Right. Yeah, Coach Banfield said as much as he feels like they've made some inroads this year, he's excited to see what year 2 can bring as he keeps the momentum going. First pitch fouled back, 0-1. They have 16 wins. That's already more than what they had last year when the Roadrunners were 15-38. They had won 18 games in each of the previous 2 years. 0-1. Just gets the outside corner. 0-2.
And then that's one of those places, right? Cal State, the city of Bakersfield, not a very, very tough place to recruit, a very tough place to sell to prospective athletes. But yeah, I think things are very exciting for Cal State Bakersfield in the future.
0-2. Curveball. This is lined into left center field for a 1-out hit. Miura tracks it down. Pelayo will stay at first base. You may recall he was the one that legged out a very, very close double there in the second inning, challenging the arm of Nahaku, the left fielder.
Yep. And that was a really good piece of hitting, right? Got the slow curveball. And so Pelayo doing a good job staying in his feet, waiting for that pitch to get his foot down and driving it out to the outfield.
1 out, 1 on. 1-0, top 4. And here is Barnum the 5th. Grounded out to second back in the second inning. And Takimoto will step off briefly. Pelayo's got some good speed, and they'll toss one over and check on him. 13 stolen bases in 19 attempts. I just totally undersold his speed as the team leader in stolen bases. They've got, he's got 13. Elgin Bennett's got 9. He's right behind them. Lewis Barnum, the 5th, his speed. Fastball just grazes the inside corner, strike 1. In fact, Barnum, the 5th, he's 9 for 9.
Yeah, very similar stolen base totals from both sides. So, again, both teams are very well equipped to stealing second or third.
Runner goes, the 0-1 down and away. Here's the throw from Palmera, and that's going to be late. What a jump that Pelayo had. And he was going before Takimoto even started his delivery.
Yeah, and to kind of make it worse, Itsuki went leg lift. And so, that's why it made it even worse with that jump.
So Pelayo with his 14th stolen base of the year. And it's now a 1-1 count. Roadrunners trying to scratch across a little bit more, leading 1-0 top of the 4th inning. 1-1. Fastball in on the hands and lined into the seats and off of the hands of someone here in the middle level and right in the hands of an unsuspecting fan. 1-2.
Big spot here for Hawaii. Itsuki's got to really make a pitch here with an advantage count.
Look over at second, long glance there. 1-2. That is called strike 3. Middle of the plate, down in the zone. Barnum down looking, and that's the second out.
Yeah, not the slow breaking ball, but a slower, a version of the break, a slider, I think, because it had a little bit more right to left on that, but taking a little bit of speed off of that for the strikeout.
2 away for Michael Pollard. Sack bunt RBI with 2 strikes in the second inning.
And that's the difference so far.
Right-handed hitter against Takimoto. Look over at second, pitch to Pollard. This is driven down the left field line. This one is going to one-hop off the fence. Easily scoring is Pelayo. Pollard over to second base is there with a 2-out double. It's Pollard 2, Hawaii 0, top of the 4th inning.
I mean, and so far it's the Michael Pollard show, right? I mean, he had both RBIs here in the early goings.
That ball was hit well on one of those kind of left middle in. Pollard adjusted to it well. So Pollard with RBI 4 and 5 on the year. The number 9 hitter has come through. And top of the order now for Bennett. 0 for 2 on the night for the Roadrunner left fielder. Cal State Bakersfield, they need to make a late push if they want to get to the Big West tournament next month. And Bennett swings and drives this to center field, but right in the area of Matthew Miura, who makes the catch to wrap up the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a base runner left. Roadrunners extend their lead. It's 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. This is Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
How do you get 100% of your work done when you're 40% short-staffed? Across Hawaii, city and state departments grapple with thousands of vacant positions. And with fewer workers, that means longer lines at the DMV, delayed building permits, and slowdowns in essential services. The government could resolve this by offering more competitive wages and benefits. For you, we hope they do. A message brought to you by HGEA, because Hawaii works best when we do.
Sports Stand Sporting Goods is Hawaii's best baseball and softball store. At Sports Stand, you'll experience the largest selection of baseball and softball gloves and bats in Hawaii. You know the rules. Quality sporting goods always at a price you can afford. Stop by Sports Stand Sporting Goods in beautiful downtown Waipio, 94-547 Ukea Street, Suite 303. Or give them a call at 808-676-STAND. That's 808-676-7826. Remember, at Sports Stand, it's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Bottom 4 here from Les Murakami Stadium. Cal State Bakersfield with a 2-0 lead on Hawaii. Donahue, Quant, and Kinsey do up against Ryan King, who has, despite putting himself in danger in the first and third innings, King has done a nice job of working out of that.
Yeah, bobbing and weaving out of trouble. I mean, again, so far, that's exactly what you want to see on a Friday night starter, a guy that can still manage a tough situation.
And he's been given a little bit of help along the way. Donahue to start here. Popped up to the shortstop, Palaio in shallow center back in the second inning. Hawaii coming in hitting 286. They have certainly taken a dip in Big West play, hitting mid-260s. Entering this game. They were hovering around hitting 300, and then they hit the road trip.
Yep.
And that certainly tanked the batting average. Donahue looks at a called strike on the outside half of the plate, 0-1.
Right side of the infield playing back. I wouldn't mind seeing Jordan try and take one up the first baseline with a drag bunt. Let his wheels play a little bit.
0-1. Curveball, high and away. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Donahue is someone that they would really love to get going at the bottom of the order. 1-1. Takes a waist-high pitch, strike 2.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, a career 300 hitter here at his time in Hawaii. So, you know the guy can hit. He's a very good hitter.
He just hasn't been the same since the hand injury.
Yep.
Coming back from it. 1-2. That's a breaking ball, missing the outside edge. About down and away. 2-2.
And a lot of people, they'll think after the excitement of the first game where he had 4 knocks after, immediately coming back. Again, first game back, you got that adrenaline going.
2-2. Misses high. Fastball there. 3-2.
And so, very possible to catch lightning in a bottle for a weekend after coming back. And so, again, baseball is played over time, over a weekend after weekend. And so, Jordan trying to get going.
3-2. Swings and sends it back foul. It almost feels like his swing has changed, though.
A little bit. I mean, and rightfully so, right? I mean, you have that hamate bone injury where it affects the wrist. And so that's a big, a big factor into that type of injury is the type of swing you may employ.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The line in the pitch. Swing, and that one's spoiled back out of play. It almost looks like he's reaching a little bit more from that left-handed box.
Little bit.
Left fielder Bennett is shallow. Here's the 3-2. That's high and away, ball 4. So Donahue walks to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. The one thing that is starting to creep up here on King, the walks. He's now issued 3 of them. The pitch count starting to beef up. It's now at 67 here through 3 innings.
And this is also the first time in today's game where Hawaii has led off with a base runner.
This is where Jared Kwon can do a lot of different things. He has struggled to get hits, but he works walks. He can drop down a bunt, and he can take, as he does with that fastball up and outside.
Yeah, I mean, a good candidate to kind of do everything, right? Again, a guy that can put the ball in play, so even a hit and run is in play here with Jared.
1 ball, no strikes. Next offering, that's a fastball right over the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike, and Cal State Bakersfield starting to send humans to the bullpen. Jack Leary, one of the guys going up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from King. That's down and outside. 2-1. Noteworthy in the bullpen, Michael Riley, who is their team leader in saves, is no longer on the team.
Right.
He had 5 saves and 17 appearances, just pitched last weekend. But that's a change here over the course of the week. 2-1. This is lined into left field, a hit for Kwon. Stopping at second is Donahue. That will break the 0 for 19 slump. And first 2 on base here in the bottom of the 4th.
Jared thought to himself, ain't no way I'm going to be going 0 for 20.
There was a slump, and I want to say, was it Texas or was it with the A's? There was a hitter who was in a massive slump. Here comes Ketron Kinsey. And yeah, Leary starting to get warm. Now, he's got a save, so it'll be noteworthy to see how Cal State Bakersfield handles some of these mid to late inning situations. Kinsey showing bunt, and he'll pull the bat back as he takes a fastball high. Kinsey flied out to center his first time up. It almost seems like a clear bunting situation down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, and you're talking about the dismissal of their closer, right? And that's good on Jordan Banfield, right? I mean, that's that's setting culture.
1-0, bunt, poked foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, even though he's probably your most reliable bullpen arm, I mean, not behaving the way you should be as a Division I college athlete, sometimes may factor into a coach's decision on keeping you around or not. So yeah, for you to have success, for you to have a successful ball club, you got to have successful culture.
1-1, Kinsey takes ball 2. He was showing bunt again. Didn't move forward with it and looked like a curveball downstairs. And we don't know the exact reason for what happened, but certainly, unfortunately, things didn't work out there. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is high. 3-1 to Kinsey. So King has run into some serious trouble here in the 4th inning. He's got a 2-0 lead to work with. But all of a sudden, he has struggled to consistently find the plate. Kinsey still showing bunt. 3-1. Puts the bunt down left side. King off the mound. Bobbles it. Picks up. He has no throw. And the bases are full. And you can feel the pressure right now on the redshirt freshman.
And finally, the Hawaii faithful getting something to cheer about here in the 4th.
That will be an E1. And Connor Palmera is going to be lifted for a pinch hitter. It's going to be sack bunt E1. Donahue gets over to third. Quant to second. And the pinch hitter here is Aiden Cooney. And this in-game adjustment brought to you by Lex Brody's Tire Company. Wear your University of Hawaii apparel when you visit any Oahu Lex Brody's location and get an additional 5% off your purchase. So they go left-handed hitter against the righty King. Donahue at third, Quant at second, Kinsey at first. Nobody out bottom four. It's 2-0 Cal State Bakersfield.
And if you're Aiden Cooney, all you need is something small here, something in the outfield.
Cooney coming in hitting 152 with 4 RBI. King ready his pitch. And Cooney waves and misses at the first offering, strike one.
Yeah, good looking off-speed offering from King, diving away from the lefty Cooney.
That's a way to come back from your own misgivings fielding-wise. 0-1. Goes fastball, high and outside. 1-1 to the left-handed hitter, Cooney.
It's a real good look right there from Cooney, seeing that ball all the way off the plate.
We've seen left-handed hitters off the bench. We've seen a little more of Salmon as of late, but Cooney getting a chance here. 1-1. Takes. That's down and outside. 2-1.
And King is approaching 80 pitches.
Yeah, he's at
on
79 right now.
Yep. And so it looks like Leary's got to be ready.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch from King. Swing. That one lined back. Had to go fastball middle in.
Yep.
You got no place to put Cooney.
Even a strikeout here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because now you turn the lineup over. So just not a double play. Something small.
2-2. King to the plate. Swing and a miss, and Cooney strikes out. Kept that one on the plate, outer half. Cooney strikes out for the 12th time this year, and there's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, and again, still Hawaii threatening. You only got 1 out. Matt Miura here at the plate, and so again, strikeout not the worst thing in the world right there.
You're not a guy that will, you feel like, would ground into a double play. Takes great bats. Base is still loaded. With Donahue standing at third, Quant standing at second, Kinsey over at first. 2-0 Cal State Bakersfield, bottom of the 4th.
And Miura also has that knack for just having some of that magic, right?
He takes a curveball, called strike. Upper part of the zone. Crowd not thrilled. It's 0-1.
Looked pretty good from our angle.
Yeah. Don't tell them that.
Kind of one that just kind of floated over the middle part of the plate.
0-1. Another curveball, but that floats down and outside. Last game of the night here in the Big West. Hawaii trying to stay in 6th and get to 500 in conference play. Cal State Bakersfield trying to make a run here last month of the year. 1-1. Curveball. Miura gets it through right side, a hit. Donahue is in. Quant right behind him. He scores. And we're tied at 2 as Miura comes out with a 2-run single through the right side.
And again, Miura just has that knack for that Manoa magic, right? He's in a 1-1 count, gets a pretty decent pitch on the outside corner, but good on Matt Miura to serve that ball into right field for the 2 RBI single.
Those 2 runs brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. And that brings up Shinsuke Sakaino, a single and a walk for Sakaino. He's 1 for 1. Threat not over yet. There's still just 1 out in the inning. Kinsey over at third, Miura at first. Pitch to Sakaino, shows bunt, puts it down. Off the mound is King. He'll underhand it home. The throw was low, and Kinsey's safe. Hawaii takes a 3-2 lead.
And that was a very, very good decision by Kedron Kinsey to go head first dive instead of going feet first because he was able to kind of get the hands around the catcher and get onto home plate.
I don't know if King felt the pressure, but he had it in his glove. It took him a half a second extra to get the ball out of his glove, and it was an awkward-looking throw going home. So Sakaino, fielder's choice, sack bunts, RBI. That brings home Kinsey. Miura over to second. It's a 3-2 Hawaii lead. And out of the Cal State Bakersfield dugout comes Jordan Banfield.
And again, kind of like Tuesday, right? Where just for the first few innings, it just kind of took Hawaii a little while to get going. And so now Hawaii kind of getting into gear in here in the fourth.
And capitalizing on King. King has had his own frustrations. He had the fielding error. He had that a little while ago. And that's going to be it. King, as you said, the words you used were exactly right. Just kind of bobbed and weaved through the first 3 innings. But at some point, bobbing and weaving, you can't keep doing it. And he got himself into trouble here. We'll see Jack Leary coming out of the bullpen in a 3-2 Hawaii game. We'll come back and tell you about him in just a moment. Hawaii 3, Cal State Bakersfield 2, with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. With this pitching change, we'll step aside for a minute. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
The Hawaii Wall and Ceiling Industry Association is looking for skilled drywall installers, finishers, and cement plasterers. Whether you're a journeyman or an apprentice, we offer great opportunities for career growth in Hawaii's thriving construction industry. You'll enjoy benefits like health insurance, paid vacation, and a retirement plan. If you're dependable and excited about being part of a great industry, call Lisa at 808-271-4195 or go to hwcia.com. That's hwcia.com and apply.
This is Stephen Gasquet, host of Real Estate Today, your instant connection to the American dream of home ownership. Each week, we'll open doors for buyers and sellers with critical and credible information on the real estate market. It's fast-paced and fact-packed with experts, interviews, and timely market conditions. Listen and learn every Saturday morning at 10 on CBS 1500, Hawaii's information station.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
We'll tell you about Jack Leary here in just a moment, but first we pause 10 seconds for station ID with Hawaii holding a 3-2 lead on Cal State Bakersfield. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500, presented by Sports Stand Sporting Goods.
Game up. Listen to San Francisco Giants baseball on CBS 1500, KHKA AM, Honolulu.
Jack Leary is the first out of the bullpen for Cal State Bakersfield, a 6'2" redshirt senior from Spokane Valley, Washington. He is 2-3. He has a save on the year and has thrown more innings than anybody else. 57 1/3 with a 4.24 earned run average. So he is a go-to guy for Cal State Bakersfield. And this would be a moment where you need a go-to guy. And that's exactly what they're throwing here.
Yeah, kind of their Swiss Army knife in the pitching staff for Cal State Bakersfield. 6 starts, 10 appearances out of the bullpen.
And the situation here is not fun. You've got 2 on base, Matt Miura at second, Shinsuke Sakaino at first, still 1 out of the inning. And Ben Ziegler-Nomoa, who has singled and doubled. He's 2 for 2. White trying to add on to this 3-run fourth. And the first offering is high and away from Leary. King, 3 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He threw 85 pitches, 46 of them called for strikes. 1-0, breaking ball, line back foul.
Ben trying to do some damage on that fastball, falling it straight back.
You had to figure at some point you put enough pressure on King that Hawaii would come through eventually, right? And they do here.
Well, I mean, through the first 3 innings, they had 5 left on base, and so that's just a lot of opportunities left on the bags.
1-1, fastball high and outside. 2-1 to Ziegler-Nomoa.
And Ben just has to kind of work this at bat here. Again, try and just pass the baton.
Every outfielder is playing deep left to right. 2-1. way outside and high. And Leroy, the catcher, very fortunate that one didn't get wide of his glove.
Yeah, all three of those balls, all missed curveballs that are just kind of slipping out of the hand, kind of leaving it throwing arm side and high.
3-1. High for ball 4. The parade continues for Itsuki Takemoto, who still has a chance to make the stat that you gave pregame come true, where he has driven in a run recently in every start he's been in.
Yeah, and I think one of those components, right, is that when he's throwing the ball good, I think kind of the hitting and the pitching go hand in hand. And so I'd say that Itsuki's throwing the ball pretty good. And so again, taking a couple very good at bats so far.
First offering to him, high and away. And it helps that Leary's having trouble throwing strikes. It's 1-0.
Which is kind of odd because normally Leary very good around the plate, 15 walks in 57 and a third innings.
Takemoto called time briefly. Now steps back in, left foot, right on the quote-unquote chalk in the left-handed box. 1-0. Swing and a fly ball toward left center field. Chasing Mascaro, so is the left fielder. It's Bennett who makes the catch. Tagging from third and scoring is Miura. There's the run driven in. Sac fly to left, and it's 4-2 Hawaii.
And again, just a real good piece of hitting right there. Itsuki doing a really good job, not going out of his shoes with the swing, but putting a very good swing on that ball and making sure that he gets it out to left field for the sac fly.
That run scored, brought to you by Sports Stand Sporting Goods. It's not just sporting goods, it's a way of life. Sakino still at second. Ziegler Namoa still at first. RBI for Takemoto is his 16th. And here comes Kamada Nahaku with 2 on and 2 out. And the shift with 3 infielders to the left side here for the Roadrunners. Pitch to Nahaku. Takes a slider on the inside half, strike 1. Nahaku 0 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice back in the third inning.
And if I'm a hitter, and I'm not saying that I was a great hitter or anything, but like if I'm a hitter, I see that big giant gap out in 4 hole. I'm trying to get that thing out there just in spite.
Oh, and the 0-1 comes up and gets him on the left shoulder. Base is full again.
Very interesting. So again, as Leary's entered the game, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and a sac fly.
Hawaii has batted around here in the 4th. Jordan Donahue led off the inning with a walk. So you got Sakino now at third. Ziegler Namoa is at second. Nahaku at first. Donahue trying to keep this one moving. It's a 4-2 lead for Hawaii, bottom of the 4th. All 4 of the runs coming here in this inning. Pitch to Donahue. Swung on, floated in the air, left side foul territory, but that's going to land harmlessly on the turf. Strike 1. Next door, Hawaii men's volleyball losing the second set to UC Irvine, 25-15. So that match even at 1 set apiece. They'll play at least 4. First set UC Irvine is taken off of Hawaii this year after Hawaii swept both of the matches and swept all 3 sets back in February. Next offering to Donahue, high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I always think it's awesome that watching teams make adjustments right after getting swept, and UC Irvine doing a good job and kind of taking it to Hawaii in that second set.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Donahue one-hops it right back to the mound. Leary will underhand it to first, gets the final out of the inning. But Hawaii gets a 4 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning. 4 runs come in on 2 hits. You had an error, and Hawaii leaves the bases loaded. The Bows have stranded 8 through 4 innings. But it's a 4-2 lead for Hawaii as we move to the 5th. You're listening to Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
This place they call paradise, I call my own. Blessed to be born and raised local ground.
With hotels, condo resorts, and vacation rentals on 5 Hawaiian islands,
Castle Resorts and Hotels is a Kama'aina favorite. When you need a place to stay to attend a tournament, family function, or a golf getaway, visit castleresorts.com for special Kama'aina rates.
Hawa, Hawa, there ain't no other place like these islands.
Castle Resorts and Hotels. Born in Hawaii, built on hospitality, inspired by aloha.
Hawa, there ain't no other place like these islands.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
On to the fifth. 4-2 Hawaii leading Cal State Bakersfield. And I mean, maybe not a seismic shift, but such an important shift here where Hawaii finally got to Ryan King. His night ends. Itsuki Takimoto gets a little room to breathe going to the fifth.
Yeah, and getting the starter out relatively early. And so that's a big shot in the arm for Hawaii's offense. And so, again, we're kind of talking about how this game feels very, very similar to how Tuesday felt like, where, first time through the lineup, it kind of took them a little bit. And then finally in the middle innings, kind of boom, and here we go.
It will be Evan Cloyd to lead things off. Cloyd, 2 singles. He's 2 for 2. Right-handed hitter against Takimoto. First offering to Cloyd is a fastball, and that's yanked out of play to the right. That last single, you may recall, was off the glove of Kinsey down the third base line into shallow left foul territory, and Cloyd thought it would be a really good idea to try to leg that one out into a double, and Kamana Nahaku said no. Not a good idea. Next pitch, fastball just high.
Kind of an interesting stat here with Cloyd here. Kind of watching his, looking at his line, 24 hit by pitches, 20 walks. Yeah, gets drilled more than he gets walked.
1-1. Fastball. Cloyd pops this in the air, but this will get out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And normally the guys that get hit a lot are the guys that get real on top of the dish. And Cloyd, kind of seems very like his spacing in the box is pretty neutral. If anything, he may stand a little bit in the back of the box, but yeah, very odd.
Pitch. This is driven down the right field line. Another one sent out of play right toward and beyond the Roadrunner bullpen.
The most hit by pitches on Hawaii's team is 11 by Shunsuke Sakaino.
Yeah. Hawaii, remember last year, the hit by pitch and walk numbers throughout most of the year were pretty astonishing.
It was.
As compared to strikeouts. 1-2. That slider misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, had Cloyd fooled on the body language, but just right off the edge. That could have easily been one of those freeze strikeouts.
2-2. Fastball. Cloyd hard hit towards second. Sakaino on both of his knees is able to handle it. Gets up, throws to first, and records out number 1.
Yeah, and finally able to retire Cloyd for the first time tonight.
I'm kind of wondering what you kind of take away from what we're seeing. It seems like Takimoto's been a little more deliberate. Like that last pitch, he took that pitch clock all the way down to 0. Are you kind of noticing anything there?
No. Well, I think what it is that he's just kind of playing into that tempo. But what I'm seeing tonight is a lot more timing disruptions like there, right?
There's a slider for a strike up in the zone to Brock Pereira, who has reached on an errand single.
So what he'll do at times is that he'll go full leg lift, kind of bring the leg down, pause, and then go out. Or then he'll just go slide step straight out.
0-1. Gives him a bender that he swings and misses on 0-2. Four to 2 Hawaii, top of the 5th inning. Right-hander ready, his pitch. Fastball misses up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cal State Bakersfield led 2-0. They got a run in the second inning. Got an RBI double from Michael Pollard in the top of the 4th. But Hawaii turning things around. 1-2. Fastball. This is driven down the left field line. Chasing is Nahaku in foul territory. He makes the catch. 2 away.
And this would be a huge defensive inning for Hawaii if they can get out of this inning with a big 0 after scoring those big 4 runs.
Alvarez 0 for 2. We put Takemoto in the minimum. And Itsuki's offering. That's just low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Not a bad pitch right there. Trying to catch the outside corner a little down.
One-0. That fastball nicks the outside corner. You might have heard the chant there. That's the Roadrunners fans chanting, "Let's go Alvi," for Alvarez at the plate. 1-1. Fastball, hard hit to second. Sakino picks this one up as well, tosses it over to first. And a 1-2-3 inning for Takemoto. We're halfway through. Hawaii's got a 4-2 lead on Cal State Bakersfield. You are listening to Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, voted Hawaii's best carpet and flooring company. Stop by Abbey's showroom on Nimitz Highway and see the amazing 7MTC flooring. This revolutionary product is made out of melamine. It's resistant to fading, stains, and even pet scratches. Come by and see the Scratch Test Challenge. 7MTC, available now at Abbey Carpet and Floor.
Abbey Carpet and Floor, where Hawaii goes for flooring.
Contractor's license number C19140. Did you know that concussion doesn't only happen in sports? About 40% of concussions reported are non-sports related. These happen in everyday events such as slips and falls, motor vehicle accidents, and recreational activities like skateboarding and bicycling. Concussion can also occur in unfortunate circumstances like assault and abuse. Be aware of the signs and the symptoms. And if you suspect a concussion, go to your medical doctor to get treated and learn to manage your symptoms. This message brought to you by HCAP, the Hawaii Concussion Awareness Management Program.
This is University of Hawaii Baseball on CBS 1500.
4-2 Hawaii leading Cal State Bakersfield. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning, back out is Leary for the Roadrunners, trying to keep this one where it is. Final line on Ryan King. 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 5 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts in 3 1/3 innings. But it's Leary now who will face Quant, Kinsey, and I think it's Faldo. We didn't even mention, and I apologize, we didn't mention who came in behind the plate for Connor Palmera. I beg your pardon. That was Hunter Faldo there in the top of the 5th inning. Cooney had the pinch hit appearance, struck out. So Quant, Kinsey, Faldo as... That's kind of cool. Keith Zuniga's daughter out there handing out the game ball to the home plate umpire.
That's cool.
But I'm also wondering that's different. And the home plate umpire now going to walk over to the pitcher, dust off the rubber, and then go and walk over to the first base umpire. This is kind of weird.
This is trying to figure out what's kind of going on.
Yeah.
Because there's no second baseman for Bakersfield right now.
Now we know what's going on. I wonder if this see. Second baseman is Barnum, the fifth.